Hi everyone, welcome back to Crystal Strand Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today. So on today's topic, I wanted to look at what blessings the universe or spirit has in store for you. So we have 3 piles for today. First pile is this Imagine stone with this card, 3 of Pentacles. Pile 2, we have the Hope Stone with the 7 of Pentacles. And then for pile 3, we have the Dream Stone with the King of Pentacles. All right, so go ahead and take a deep breath. And choose the pile that draws your attention or your focus the most. And I'll see you there. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the Imagine stone and or the 3 of Pentacles, you're in the right pile. Welcome, pile 1. Put your stone over here. So I actually did draw 2 extra cards for you, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Cups. Actually, when I was shuffling the deck to pull these cards initially, this all came flying out together almost immediately. So it makes me feel like this is something that is, this blessing is imminent. It's right on your doorstep is how it feels. So I pulled these cards to do as sort of an energy check to represent your current energies and the energies you're moving into that is bringing about this blessing. So the 3 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 10 of Cups. Sorry, not 3 of Cups. I'm not sure why I said that. I sometimes feel like the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles, because it both has such a group energy or a collaborative energy, that they remind me of each other. But the 3 of Pentacles is about collaboration, working together as a group. Sometimes people see it as the marriage card. And in this case, it's a unicorn holding a hammer, and then I guess a unicorn couple with a drawing of what they're envisioning to be built. And this person is executing on that vision for them. So I feel like this unicorn worker creating this vision that this couple has is sort of representing the universe working hard to put together the manifestation or the vision that you have for your life and bringing it into from the 5D into the 3D reality. Especially with the Wheel of Fortune, which is a card about the wheels turning, fate or fortune moving forward, whereas previously maybe things were stuck or stagnant. Now you feel, or you will feel, that things are starting to move again. And this time, your karma you will reap what you sow from your karma, in which case I think for you is good karma. You've put in a lot of hard work. You've put in a lot of maybe sleepless nights, tears, blood, sweat, and tears to get this vision to come to life. And the wheels are finally starting to turn. And then, which brings about this 10 of Cups, or this emotional fulfillment. And this looks like, I think it is. So like this unicorn couple having this vision, and then it looks like it's the same unicorn couple. Almost like, I want to say enjoying the fruits of their labor. or just like enjoying seeing what they had envisioned coming to life. So it does feel like a happy ending card is what it feels like. So the blessing or the energy check for this is you put in the hard work on something, either, you know, whatever the vision is you had for yourself, even though you hadn't seen much progress, things are slowly starting to move. And in that movement, the result is going to be a happy ending or emotional fulfillment of some sort. Just the seeing your vision come to life. So if that sounds somewhat like your current energy, go ahead and stick around. We're going to continue to pull cards. If it doesn't seem like it's quite right, please feel free to check another pile. See if one of those piles resonates with you. So I kind of want to pull more cards from this deck. We'll pull 2 more cards just to finish out this blessing, the vision of this blessing. So Spirit, let me actually shuffle it. Actually, I feel like I need to shuffle once. Spirit, please help me tap into pile 1's energy. I did not like that shuffle. Hold on. Help me tap into pile 1's energy. Allow me to bring in clear messages for their highest good and to align with their highest timeline. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Spirit, please tell me what blessing is coming in for pile 1. What blessing is arriving for pile 1? Spirit, what blessing is arriving for pile 1? Okay, the Death card. What blessing is coming in for pile 1? One more card, please. Whoa. So we have Death and the Page of Wands. Okay, I'm going to ask for a clarifier on Death. Please clarify the Death card. Please clarify the Death card. What does Death card mean for pile 1? 10 of Swords. Okay. I was kind of getting this feeling. As I was shuffling, I was thinking that the Death card... Actually, let me do it the other way so you can see the words. It's getting the feeling of this blessing, while it is a blessing, is requiring that something, that you have to walk away from something, or there's a definite ending of something that is undeniable, that it must happen in order for the blessing to come in. So it feels like you visualize this, you're trying to manifest something. Finally, you're starting to see, you know, the clouds part and a rainbow come out, signifying your blessing is finally coming in. And you know at that moment that maybe it's like a wake-up call or something, and you realize, okay, the blessing's coming in, I can't delay this any longer. Something must be laid to rest in order for this new blessing to come in. So it's like the death of your old life, of maybe things that, like a bittersweet ending, or causing the end of this has led to a lot of pain, but you've reached the end of that cycle, and this is signifying the beginning of your next chapter. And you're being born or reborn into something that maybe the you from a year ago doesn't even recognize, or wouldn't have even guessed that this would have happened. Like, this would be so completely different from the way you were living your life before. And this Page of Wands, and this stick looks like it's sprouted. It's like a sapling tree coming out of the ground. And the unicorn looks hopeful. You know, watching this tree or wand bloom before it. And the wands is, you know, a suit about creativity, you know, following your passions, feeling that zest for life. So this blessing, while it is going to lead to an ending of an old way of living, leads to a lot of hope for your future and a manifestation of a dream that you've had for yourself. Okay, so I also want to pull from the clarifying life situations. Sorry about that, pile one. I actually received a phone call in the middle of a reading, so I had to pause the reading. And it does remind me of maybe there have been a lot of interruptions or obstacles that have gotten in the way of whatever dream you're trying to achieve. But like I said before, I do feel like, you know, now the wheels are starting to turn, and it is leading to your life, or, you know, a rebirth of you and your life into something that makes you feel hopeful for the future. So I feel like that was, I don't know, divine timing maybe is important in this situation. So I do want to pull from the Clarifying Life Situations deck to get more information about the blessing that's coming your way. Shuffle this a couple of times. Okay. Interrupted again. Sorry so much, pile one. Okay, let's get on with this. Lots of interruptions and just unexpected interruptions to your life, or to my life, I guess. So I want to pull from the Clarifying Life Situations deck. Here, please help me get more information about the blessings coming to pile one's life. What blessings are coming to pile one's life? Oh, interesting. Those three came out together. The three of them? Yeah. Okay, let me pull out two more, and then we can look at them together and make sure they're in the frame. Okay, good. Spirit, what blessing is coming into pile one's life? Please give me more information. Okay, that's too many. I'll take the top card. Okay, what blessings are coming into pile one's life? What blessing is coming to pile one's life? I feel like that one wants to come out. Okay. I forgot to do bottom of the deck for that one. That's okay. Bottom of the deck is Veil of Illusion. Can you see? Lift the veils of illusion, seeking truth beneath the surface to navigate through love and career authentically. This kind of ties in with that death card, you know, the burning away or death of maybe an old version of you that wasn't living the type of life that you had imagined for yourself. Hold on, I'm gonna move the cards over. There we go. So the first card we have is Peaks Reach. Celebrate your achievements and savor the triumph of your descent, for you've climbed high and earned your view. Yeah, this is giving me 10 of Cups energy. And, you know, with the person standing at the peak of the mountain, you know, just like as the unicorns are here, just enjoying the fruits of your labor. You know, all the hard work you've put in, finally seeing results from it. This one says, release and renew. Embrace the flow of letting go to welcome renewal allowing new energy to shape your path. Yeah. Same thing with, this is like the Death and the Page of Wands energy. In order for this blessing to come in, you understand, or hopefully you understand, that it is going to require drastic changes in your life, because, you know, big blessings require big changes in order to make room for it. And sometimes that means letting go of your old self, an old way of living, old relationships, partnerships, friendships, in order to make space for what you actually want for yourself. Sorrow heals. In the shadow of heartache, growth emerges. Let pain shape you, not define you, as brighter days beckon just ahead. Yep. And I like how there's this flame and then this flames of passion, kind of, you know, nodding to the Page of Wands. And, you know, as you're healing through the goodbyes of whatever you're letting go in your life, it is, in a sense, igniting this passion within yourself, or the zest within yourself for the new life that's coming in for you. This is flames of passion. Let the flames of your passion light your way, but be mindful of the fires that may ignite in your journey. So I want to put those cards together. They feel like they belong together. Because these two cards are, you know, with the river and the mountain landscape, reminds me of nature and allowing the flow of nature. And then the flames here seem like they go together. This is Tide of Transition. Embrace the tides of change with openness, allowing the ebb and flow of life to guide your transformation into love and work. Again, nodding to, it's a confirmation of the Wheel of Fortune, that, like I said, whereas before, maybe you were in the ebb where things had slowed down and you didn't see much movement. Now, you know, the tides have turned the other way, and you're finally moving into this new path or new place in your life, moving into the, you know, how am I trying to say this? It just feels like you're allowing the river to take you where you're supposed to go. And previously, maybe you were waiting patiently, you know, continuing to put in the effort, the intentions for this to manifest. And finally, the universe, you know, is rewarding you for your hard work and the good karma you've put in to bring in this blessing into your life, this wish fulfillment. Okay. Finally, I wanted to pull from this Fairies Oracle deck, and for just final wisdom or guidance about this blessing coming into your life from your spirit guides or from the universe. So please, what blessing or guidance do you have for their blessings for Pile 1? What guidance do you have for the blessings coming into Pile 1's life, please, Spirit? What blessings do you have? Sacred Treasure. Sorry, I'm looking at the card. And, you know, I'm seeing this lotus flower in the palm of the hand of this, I guess, goddess, or fairy. It's making me think of, you know, the way, or the how lotus flowers grow is in, you know, dirty waters or mud and muck, and it comes out as this beautiful flower. So even within the darkness, or then maybe not the best time in your life, still emerges this blessing for you. So even though maybe your life feels pretty crappy right now, you know, you're going to emerge out of it with this wish fulfillment, or this emotional fulfillment that you've been praying for or wishing for a long time. And, you know, she has a crown of snakes around her head. And snakes are a big symbol of transformation, renewal, you know, shedding your old skin, and revealing the new you. So let's go ahead. I kind of want to pull, okay, I do want to pull a second card. One more card, please, Spirit. And we'll read from the book for both cards. What other guidance do you have for the blessing coming into their life? What other guidance do you have for pile 1 regarding their blessing? Oh wait, let's take the top one. Containing multitudes. Again, with the fire imagery at the foot. Makes me think of, you know, someone that has kind of gained control over the fire, like where, and like this guy was on fire too. Makes me think that this is someone that has mastered, you know, the energies in their life, and now the fire is under their control. Okay. This almost looks like a baseball bat, so kind of makes me think of boundaries and being able to stand up for yourself, being protected, and no longer allowing for people to step over you. Okay, so let's see from the book. And these 2 cards. Sacred Treasure. Actually, let me just use the table of contents. This is card number 67, Sacred Treasure. It says, according to Hindu legend, Nagas are half cobra, half human creatures who have the power to foretell premature death and determine when somebody is evil. These handsome shapeshifters are associated with the element of water and make lavish homes underground, palaces filled with treasures which the Nagas guard carefully. Buddhist temples in Tibet have statues of Nagas flanking the entrance, suggesting that the Nagas are also thought of as protectors over what is sacred. When this card is drawn, take a moment to appreciate all the richness in your life. Help the Nagas protect what is sacred to you by writing a list of everything you're grateful for, everything that makes you feel rich. Take this energy with you when you go out into the world and refer to your list whenever you're feeling low. Again, I did get a sense of feeling like this blessing for you is protected. You are protected. And as far as the advice is reminding me of, you know, the suggestion where they say to, you know, making a daily list of what you're grateful for to change your mindset, especially if you're feeling, you know, low or discouraged. Reminding yourself every day of the things that make you grateful for life, you know, grateful to be alive, can help change your energy to a more positive perspective, which then draws in the positivity that you're looking for. It magnetizes you to the things that you seek you kind of energy. Okay, containing multitudes is card number 53. The Yaksha of Indian mythology, like many fairies, are protectors over nature. See, again with the protection. So the feeling I was getting from this was confirmed, but this is definitely a confirmation from, you know, spirit that you are definitely protected. Your blessings are protected. So whatever you're worried about will not have any lasting damage to you because you are protected. Okay. Many fairies are protectors over nature. These Hindu supernatural beings live in forests and mountains, watching over hidden treasures. Some sources describe them as beautiful and benevolent, others as terrifying and malicious, haunting the wilderness and searching for travelers to scare. In Thailand, Yakshas statues can be seen guarding Buddhist temples. When this card is drawn, allow yourself to contain multitudes. Others may try to put you in a box, but you know you are many things all at once. Like stories told about the Yaksha, you too might be perceived differently by different people, and that's okay. Let yourself be a mystery to others as well as yourself. So another message I'm getting from this after reading it is making me think of, you know, whatever changes that are coming into your life. Likely not everyone's going to approve or like that this is happening. And this is why it's leading to this death card being necessary, because those people that are in your life not supporting you are going to, like the book falling out of my hand, are going to fall away from your life, and it's necessary in order for this blessing to come through that you've been waiting for. So definitely a heavy message about protection. You're protected. These two fairies are known to, the Naga and the Yaksha are known to protect, you know, the Buddhist temples. And as it did mention also about, you know, sacred treasure, but the containing multitudes also is in regards to your own inner abundance. And maybe that hasn't been able to manifest in your life previously, but in this new part of your life, this blessing that's coming in, you're going to see that abundance finally, that you have within, finally showing up in your 3D world. All right, that's all the messages I'm getting today. So I hope you found this helpful and, you know, confirming, validating. Please feel free to leave, you know, comments, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm open to feedback about the reading. If you have any ideas of what type of reading you'd like me to read about, I'm open to that as well. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this Hope Stone and or the Seven of Pentacles, this unicorn working very hard in front of this harvest or bush, you're in the right group. Welcome, Pile 2. So I did actually pre-pull a couple more cards for this reading. And you got the Justice card and the Ace of Cups. And I wanted to use these cards as an energy check to make sure you're in the right pile. Put it up here. So with the Seven of Pentacles, this is a card about, you know, planting the seeds, putting in the hard work. And now you're almost in a holding pattern or a waiting period, waiting for the pentacles or the fruits of your effort to ripen so that you may, you know, harvest it and harvest your abundance. And maybe you've been in this period of waiting for a while. And then with the Justice card, This could be pertaining to a legal matter, and this is Spirit letting you know that the waiting period is almost over, and the justice is coming into your life. The scales are balancing. Maybe you felt like you've been in an unfair situation, and maybe you were being pushed around, or there were people around you telling you that you were going to lose or you should give up. If this is not going to happen, this is a pipe dream or something like that. But Spirit is letting you know that justice is incoming, And, you know, I do get the feeling in this pile that you've been staying in your light, leading with integrity, and that wasn't for nothing. And this situation, or whatever situation it is, whether it's legal or not, could just be some, you know, situation at work where you're waiting for maybe a situation with HR, and you're waiting for them to let you know what the outcome's going to be, something like that. Or with school, some situation at school, you're waiting for the outcome, and this card is telling you from Spirit that the blessing is that it's going to turn out in your favor for your highest good. And with the Ace of Cups, and there's a rainbow in the background, and this dove at the top makes me think of, you know, the angels. They're leading you to, you know, this new beginning that's filled with emotional fulfillment, or that will lead you to emotional fulfillment. It's like the beginning steps in the direction of what you've been hoping for, yearning for, waiting for. So if this sounds like the energy that you're currently in, please feel free to continue watching. If not, or you feel like this is kind of iffy, you can also check the other piles to see if those energies align more closely with your situation. I do want to pull 2 more cards to finish out this energy and then get more information about what your blessing is going to look like from Spirit. Okay, so Spirit, please help me tap into pile 2's energy. Allow me to channel clear messages to provide guidance for their highest good and to help them align with their highest timeline. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, Spirit. What blessing is coming to pile 2's life? That was quick. What blessing is coming into pile 2's life? Okay. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Ten of Wands. And it's interesting that both these cards, you know, they're carrying something with them. Let me check the bottom of the deck energy as well. 2 of Pentacles. See, also on the back. I am getting the feeling of the blessing is being able to put down a burden, like finally reaching that destination. It'd been a long journey, and it looks like, I mean, at some points it was like, when is this going to end? Where is the end? Is this going to end? I felt like it had been going on forever. But the blessing is that you're almost there. Sorry, pile 2, it was interrupted for a second. And the same thing happened in pile 1. So I even with this Ace of Cups, it had reminded me of, with the lotus flowers, the rainbow of pile 1. So if you felt drawn to pile 1 as well, maybe check that out. Maybe there could be messages there for you as well. But like I was saying, it feels like, especially with these colors being so similar from purple to pink, makes me think of that transition that you're looking for, that final destination is right around the corner. Just hold tight is the message I'm getting. And, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is a card about action, movement. Even though it is slow and steady. So it could, you know, Knight of Pentacles can take a lot longer than the other Knights, but the end result will be worth it. It will be worth the wait. And, you know, it's not the beginning of this Knight of Pentacles journey, it's toward the end. So keep going, keep up the positivity. And Spirit wants you to know that your blessing is coming. And that burden that you were carrying is almost done. You can almost put it down very soon. Let me see. I'm going to ask for just more clarification, since I feel like this is more about you getting to the desired outcome that you're looking for, but I kind of want to see more information. So please clarify again what the blessing is for pile 2. Spirit, please clarify what the blessing is for pile 2. Ace of Pentacles. And the bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. I mean, honestly, I'm getting the feeling from Spirit that the blessing that is coming for you is new beginnings. Is just simply change, more stability, more abundance, more emotional fulfillment, just essentially completely stepping away from being able to step away from this burden of this old situation that you've been seeking justice for, or seeking balance for, finally kind of releasing the chains holding you back and stepping into the new beginnings that are awaiting you. And I think that's awesome. So keep going. You're almost there. And now you have the Page of Swords, bringing in that, the action, maybe an aha moment or moment of clarity that'll lead you finally to the last stage of this chapter or this situation. I hope that made sense. So I'm also going to pull from Clarifying Life Situations to get more clarity on the blessing coming into your life. Ugh. These cards are a lot bigger than my hands are. I'm going to shuffle a couple of times. One more time. Okay. Okay, Spirit, please show me what blessings are coming into pile 2's life. What blessings are coming into pile 2's life? Oh, that's strange. Take it the way it came down. We have See What's Real. Stand Strong. Create a New Identity. Okay, 2 more cards, please, Spirit. What blessings are coming into pile 2's life? Oh, too many. I'll take the top card. Actually, that's exactly how many cards I needed. Never mind, Spirit. Thank you. Bottom of the deck. Clear the path. Embrace the journey ahead with an open heart, ready to discover and grow from the revelations to come. Yeah, see, this is confirming to me about being able to release the burdens or the shackles that have been holding you back, that you maybe have been stuck in for a while. And the path is being cleared for you by Spirit. And, embracing the journey ahead with an open heart is kind of a nod to what I mentioned as well with the new beginnings that you've been looking for. So dropping the burden and opening up to a new path or a new beginning in your life. Make sure everything's in the frame. It's kind of crooked, whatever. Okay. So See What's Real. It says, observe with clarity. True insight lies beyond the surface. I'm kind of mesmerized by this close-up of this person's eye or pupil. And I think this is a message from Spirit letting you know that, it seems like you are intuitive yourselves, and even though your current reality may not be 100% aligned with the vision that you see for what's going to happen, like it hasn't lined up yet, Spirit is asking that you hold that vision. And looks may be deceiving, things may not have lined up yet, but as long as you keep visualizing, you keep acting with integrity and moving forward based on your pure intentions, it's going to lead you to the result that you're seeking. And then stand strong with defense as your shield. Find strength in preservation, guarding what matters most. Again, with seeing what's real, and like I was mentioning, stand strong in that vision that you have for the outcome for your future. And that's going to bring it to you faster. There are going to be moments where you're doubting yourself and you're wondering, am I crazy? I'm making this up. And Spirit is wanting you to know that no, what you're asking for is not unreasonable, and they're helping you to clear the path so you have a way forward to your new beginning. And then happiness is simple. Find joy in life's small wonders, for they hold the key to a fulfilling and contented heart. I'm getting a feeling from this from Spirit that even though maybe you are worried or have had, restless nights or anxiety about awaiting the outcome of this situation, that still find the moments in your life to bring you happiness, because staying in that mindset of hopefulness, hope is powerful, faith is powerful, and maintaining that and not dwelling too long in the fears and the anxiety, and staying in the light will help you help your team, your spirit team, the universe, align you with the path that you're trying to get to, or the timeline you're trying to reach. So, this is not about toxic positivity. It's more about, you'll know yourself, whether you've processed those dark emotions, the dark night of the soul, your fears, if you've processed them enough, and, whether it's time for you to allow yourself to have the small moments of joy, and to make sure that you incorporate that into your life while you're in this waiting period before you can finally drop the burden. It doesn't mean stop living your life while you're waiting. It means live while you're waiting. And let the universe sort it out for you, and bring you down the path to the results that you're looking for. Protected. Find solace in the safety of knowing you are sheltered and guided through life's tempests towards tranquil shores. Which is essentially just confirming what I said, is not only are you protected, but you're being guided. And you're not crazy. The intuition, the visions that you've had about what your future, how you're supposed to feel in the future, in this future life that you're envisioning for yourself, those are not crazy. You can manifest these things. You need to stand strong and find moments of joy and happiness and contentment within you right now, because it comes from within. If you can align with that, that will bring to you, or to fruition, the vision that you're holding within your heart. Create a new identity, embrace change, and rediscover yourself, crafting a narrative aligned with your true essence. And yes, so creating a new identity is, along with the Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, is, and with this face being half black and half white, it's, like I said, not just about always being happy, always being positive, but it's accepting the shadow side of you and integrating it into who you are, and understanding the value in those, the ego, in the fear, in the anxiety, and what lessons it has brought you, and how much stronger it has made you because you didn't let that overtake you. You were able to overcome or to accept those feelings as you. And this is leading to an identity of someone that has carried those 10 of Wands and made it on to the other side even stronger. Even after you've dropped that burden, in this new beginning, is you're not going to be that old person that felt the weight of the 10 of Wands. But if you ever, experience such a situation again, you're going to be an expert. You're going to know how to handle it. You're not going to let people push you around, tell you that, maybe you're being delusional with your thoughts. And you're going to stand strong in who you are, in this new identity that you're creating for yourself that is stronger for the situation that you're going through. Let me leave this here. So I want to pull from one final deck, which is, what is this called? Fairies Oracle deck. Let me shuffle a couple times. And we're going to pull a couple of cards for final guidance from Spirit about your new blessings, or the new blessings coming into your life. I just want to say that I'm proud of you, pile 2. Whatever you're struggling through right now, it's not for nothing. And Spirit is telling you to keep going. And you're almost there. Okay. All right, Spirit. What final guidance do you have for the blessings coming to Pile 2's life? What final guidance do you have for Pile 2 regarding the blessings? What final guidance? We have good things come in 3s. Interesting. Okay. One more card. What final guidance do you have for Pile 3? Or sorry, Pile 2. What final guidance do you have for Pile 2's blessings incoming in their life? Okay. Good company. Interesting. I know I said that maybe one too many times. I just feel like this good things come in 3s and then good company. So this good and good. And this definitely gives me the 3 of Cups vibes, where it's like you're surrounded by people that support you, whether in the 5D or the 3D. And this good company, almost tapping into this pink of this unicorn and the 10 of Wands. And then they have, I guess these are bumblebees? Bumblebee fairies? That's what they look like. And then with the butterfly fairy regarding transformations. So a lot of air energy. Makes me think of movement and flying. Let's read from the book for these two. Good things come in 3s. This is card number 37. Sorry, give me a second. Okay. The 3A, I hope I pronounced that right. One of the many triads of sisters in Greek mythology were known as prophetics and are credited in Homeric texts with inventing the very art of divination, which they did by tossing stones. Melena, Cleodora, and Daphnis lived in relation to the Greek gods, but spent most of their time on earth among nature. After all, they were the patrons of the bees and loved honey. When this card is drawn, it is time to make a wish. It's useless always wanting what we don't have, but sometimes we have to dare to make a wish before it can come true. Wishing is a way of seeing the future. Bonus, indulge in your love of sweets, especially honey, during this time. I guess if someone was looking for an excuse to eat some sweets and bring that sweetness into your life. You have it from this card, I guess. But I did feel from this that it is confirming again about the vision that you had for yourself. Put this down somewhere. And again, you're not crazy. And these were 3 sisters that are very intuitive, and I think that's a nod to you also being very intuitive, and maybe you also do divination like tarot readings, or through meditation or whatever methods that you want to use, scrying or using pendulums or whatever. But that vision that you're seeing again is being confirmed that you're making that wish, and even if other people think you're crazy or weird or whatever, you don't have to listen to them. You have that inner knowing, and Spirit is letting you know that yes, your vision is 100% valid, and you don't need anyone to confirm that for you. You know within yourself. Okay, so good company. It's card number 73. Says the Seelie Court, a concept in Scottish fairy folklore, is a category of fairies associated with all things lucky, favorable, and good. Okay, guys. Good again with the good. So if you needed confirmation about whether this outcome is going to turn out in your favor, or if you're going to have that good luck that you're looking for, let this be the confirmation, because this has come out several times. Whereas fairies in many folk tales are morally ambiguous and tend not to embody good or bad as binaries, the Seelie and Unseelie courts separate fairies into 2 distinct categories, in which the former are benevolent, helpful, and interested in creating prosperous environments. When this card is drawn, soak in the positive vibes of your community. Friendships and connections are lucky in and of themselves. They add so much cheer to our lives. Love on the good people around you. Turn to them when you need help or inspiration. So Spirit would like you to know that now is not a time for isolation. That time has likely happened in the past, and it's time to stop that and really make sure that you are surrounded you're surrounded by people that genuinely love and support you and are not giving you the evil eye or talking behind your back. Those people need to fade away from your life, and use your discernment. You have your intuition to guide you. You that gut feeling that you feel about this person, maybe when you're in their company and then they leave, you feel drained. Perhaps that is someone that you should keep a distance from, because right now it's very important that you are surrounded by good company and people that can support you in the ways that you need. All right, Pile 2, I really enjoyed doing this reading for you. You don't need to worry. I feel like this is going to turn out in your favor. You have good luck on your side. You have Spirit on your side helping guide you through your own intuition. So keep going. Please feel free to like and subscribe, leave feedback, on this reading. And if you have any ideas for what type of reading you'd like me to do in the future, I am definitely, all ears and willing to try it. So thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this Dream Stone or this King of Pentacles card, you're in the right pile. Welcome, Pile 3. So I did actually pull extra cards pre-shuffled. You got the Royal card and the Nine of Cups, and the intent was for this to represent your current energies that are leading into the blessing that's coming into your life. And with the King of Pentacles, this is a king that sits in their abundance. It doesn't have to mean that you're a masculine. It could also be a feminine. It's just that this is just the energy that you are embodying right now as far as reaching the peak or pinnacle of abundance in your life. And with these grapes on this cape that the unicorn is wearing, you know, grapes are a sign of prosperity, abundance, and, you know, reminds me of springtime, especially with these flowers as well. So maybe spring was significant the last few months of this year, or springtime, maybe if you're watching this in the future and it's not currently spring, maybe springtime in that the most recent spring that passed was a significant period in your life that brought you abundance. And combined with this world card makes me think of the world card being card number 21. It is the last card in the major arcana, and it depicts the ending of a chapter, ending of a cycle. So something coming to a close, the final chapter. So with the King of Pentacles, it does make me think of someone that has reached a milestone or a goal in their life that they had set for themselves maybe a long time ago, and perhaps you didn't think that it was ever going to happen, like it was a pipe dream, but you were able to put in the work, because the pentacle suit is slow moving, but it is also secure. So it wasn't something that happened overnight. This king didn't get here, by sheer luck. There was a lot of effort put in, a lot of long nights maybe, that led you to this moment of achievement, of the end or the attainment of a goal that you've been trying to reach. Especially with the Nine of Cups being a card of wish fulfillment. So this is almost like a dream come true or a wish come true for you. So it seems like for this current energy, for this group, is you guys have already hit a major milestone in your life, and maybe now you're like, what's next? So I do want to pull, and also with this dream stone, because you guys chose this stone as well, is kind of tying into this feeling of this being a dream come true, or you had a dream for yourself, maybe a financial goal that you had set for yourself, and you finally were able to reach that goal. Or it could have been like a personal fitness goal or something like that, something where you had to put in the hard work that couldn't be circumvented, and you persevered and you made it to that abundance that you'd been, or the personal fulfillment or the wish fulfillment that you've been seeking. So if that sounds like your current energy, let's continue going. If not, or this doesn't seem quite right, please feel free to check one of the other two piles to see if they align better with you. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards to get more information about the blessing that is coming into your life. Spirit, please help me tap into pile 3's energy. Allow me to be a clear channel for guidance and healing messages for their highest good, and to help them align with their highest timeline. Thank you, Spirit. All right, Spirit. What blessing is coming into pile 3's life? What blessing is coming into pile 3's life? Spirit, please tell me what blessing is coming into pile 3's life. Oh, Queen of Cups. What blessing is coming into pile 3's life? Oops. Okay, too many cards. I will take the top card. 5 of Wands, 4 of Cups. Okay. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords. Interesting. What's underneath that? Page of Wands. Hold on, make sure it's in the... Actually, not reading these cards reversed, in case you're wondering why I flipped them. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to get clarity about why there's a Three of Swords on the bottom. I am getting the feeling that there probably was some sacrifice that you had to make. It's like a conscious decision that while you wanted to reach this goal of yours, you didn't have the energy to put enough energy to put into everything you wanted. So you had to focus your energy on this goal that you were dead set on getting. Sorry for shaking the camera. And that has and this is, I feel like this is outgoing energy, because it seems like these swords are about to be pulled out. So it does feel to me that you've processed some of this heartbreak from the sacrifices that you've had to make in other areas of your life. Because below that is the Page of Wands. Yeah, Nine of Swords, really with the anxiety and perhaps sleepless nights. Ten of Pentacles, Emperor. So coming to terms with that sacrifice, that hard decision you had to make because you really wanted this wish fulfillment. And now that you've gotten it, you're spending this time reflecting on those sacrifices that you've had to make. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. And, you know, with the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords, and they came in reversed, and I flipped them over. Sorry about that. Shook the camera again. It is giving me like a counterpart energy. Like in order for this material success to happen, you had to give up or put on the back burner maybe your friendships, your relationships in your life. So it could be sacrifices within your family, or at least time being spent with your family. Maybe you had to move away in order for you to accept that job that you really wanted, or this school that you really wanted to go to was, you know, it had to be very far away from where you wanted to be, but you knew that in the long run that was the right decision for you. So this blessing that's coming into your life now that you've reached this goal of yours is refocusing this energy on, it gives me the feeling of the people in your life. So the Queen of Cups is, you know, someone that is very tapped into their emotions with the water in the background, and just someone that's very intuitive and nurturing and knows what they want and how to take care of those around them. So and the King of Swords is someone that is very sharp, and you know, usually in the King of Swords in the background on like the traditional tarot cards, it's like usually gray and stormy because it's all about like mental energy. But I'm getting the feeling from this King of Swords that this is someone that has mastered their inner thoughts, and they have their inner thoughts, that anxiety that we saw with the Nine of Swords. They have that under control now. So I feel like the blessing that's coming in is simply that now you have that time and energy to refocus on your inner emotional and logical, or, you know, your inner thought world. Kind of want to get more clarity on this. Spirit, please give me more information about the blessing coming into her life. One more card, please. What blessing is coming into Pal 3's life? And it's giving me the, like I said earlier, I think I said it, like the what now? Like, okay, I reached this goal, now what? All I had in my head was this goal for the past X amount of years. Now I have all this free time, free energy. What am I going to, you know, turn that towards? It's the feeling I'm getting. Two of Swords. Bottom of the deck. The Sun. Yeah. So I feel like this is just confirming, like, okay, the Two of Swords is normally about decisions. I'm feeling not stuck, but current, like just kind of like a pause right now as you're trying to figure out, like I said before, what you're trying to focus your energy on. And that free time you have to do all that is the blessing. The blessing is the free time. Like with the Sun energy coming out is like, you had your head down for so long working on this goal that now you are blessed to have the time to focus on yourself now and your relationships. Yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting from this. I hope that made sense. We are going to pull more cards. I'm going to pull from the Clarifying Life Situations deck. Pull it a couple of times. One more shuffle. This Queen of Cups and King of Swords, maybe this could signify you and someone else, like I said before, with the counterpart energy. Or it may not. It really depends on, since there's going to be multiple people watching this, on your own intuition and the vibe you're getting. This could be, like I said, focusing on your inner world, or finally having the bandwidth to focus on your relationships or a relationship. Let's see if we can get some clarification from this Oracle deck. Okay. Spirit, what blessings are coming into Pal 3's life? What blessings are coming into Pal 3's life? What blessings are coming into Pal 3's life? We have no illusions and one last move. Let's pull three more. What blessings? Okay, that was quick. Enjoy the journey, growth potential, and spirit link. Bottom of the deck, rising flames. This says, let your passion guide you to the fulfilling purpose meant for you. And rising flames. Like I said before, I felt like this was something maybe that you had a project or someone or something that you really wanted to, wish you had more energy to focus on, but you didn't because you were so focused on maybe, you know, making that money or meeting that personal goal for yourself, and doing the thing that you wanted most for yourself or your own material success. And that meant suppressing this passion that you had for something or something else that you felt was maybe not as high a priority, or I don't want to say it, but it keeps coming into my head, like you felt like it was frivolous, like this was something that wasn't as important as this other goal you had. But now the flames are rising back up, so where it was, maybe it was embers before, you know, you're able to stoke the fire again to allow the flames to come back up, leading you to something that you know is meant for you. And then it says, no illusions, stay grounded in truth, embracing reality with clarity and wisdom to navigate life's journey authentically. This is reminding me of that Nine of Swords card and the feeling of what now, or now what. And having that time to do that inner reflection is maybe leading to some anxiety or turmoil. But I think this, like I said, is a blessing because you need to process all the things that you had been putting on the back burner. It needs to come back up to be processed and then released. And for you to decide what your next steps are requires that you work through that first so that the clarity can come to you. This is one last move. You have come far in your journey. Keep going and you will soon see what you have accomplished. Yeah, I do feel like that ties into what I was just talking about. And like I said, I already I get the sense that you have reached a milestone, but obviously like that's not the end of the game, or that's just one level. You're on to the next level. And, you know, keep going is the message I'm getting from that card. It's one last step within this chapter, but the new chapter is beginning for you. And this one says, enjoy the journey, embrace each moment fully, staying open to new experiences and lessons along the way. And then with the growth potential, embrace change to unlock your full potential and flourish. So it's feeling like a sunrise. And then staying open to new experiences. There may be some inner conflict or fears around, you've been in this old chapter for so long. Maybe the new, what's coming in next is scaring you because you don't know what that looks like. But with the one last move, and you know, you've come far in your journey, keep going and embrace each moment fully, and that leading to your growth. I think this next chapter is about growth and further unlocking other parts of yourself that maybe you had suppressed before. Maybe you really enjoy painting or drawing or something like that, and you didn't have the energy to put into that because you were so focused on this other goal. And now what seemed frivolous is calling to you again. And that's going to help you align with the path that you're meant to be on. Is making those choices intentionally to do things that bring you joy and that are new experiences for you, rather than doing the same old thing that perhaps you were doing before. And then Spirit Link, stay aligned with your highest dreams and ideals to find success. Yeah, see, I'm still getting that feeling, like I said, with you had stifled something in order for this material success to happen. But Spirit is clearing this out for you. Okay, they said, you know, great job. Your wish has come true. You know, we're proud of you. We see you. But now let's open up that space to start doing the things that you're passionate about. And it's going to require, you know, time to focus on yourself and open up space to allow for these new experiences to come in that your higher self or your authentic self has been trying to bring in, but that you've been stifling. Okay. So let me leave this card here. I'm going to pull from one final deck, which is the Fairies Oracle deck. I'm going to shuffle it a couple of times. I'm going to split the deck. Okay. Spirit, please provide final guidance on the blessings coming into pile 3's life. Final guidance or blessings, around the blessings you have for pile 3. Dancing in light. Looks like a bunch of orbs, spirit orbs, bringing in light to a dark, swampy area. That's what that looks like. Okay. What final guidance do you have for pile 3 regarding their blessings? What final guidance do you have for pile 3 regarding their blessings? Tipping point. Again, it's like another swampy area. It feels like this, I forgot what these creatures are called. It's like part turtle. In this current kind of like dark, dank, swampy area, and then these orbs, almost like the 8 of Wands, is incoming to bring this light into this person's life or this creature's life. So this blessing is definitely coming in hot and fast. Let's read from the book for these. Dancing in Light. It's card number 35. The Feu Follet. I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. Feu Follet are fairies of Cajun folklore who appear as balls of light that have been spotted repeatedly over the marshlands of Louisiana. Known as swamp fairies, the Feu Follet are only visible at night. Many claim to have seen these fairies with their own eyes as phosphorescent orbs flickering across the bayou. But there is discrepancy as to these fairies' intentions. Some say they are spirits of loved ones. Others warn that they lead onlookers astray, luring them into the water, where they ultimately drown. The Feu Follet vary in size and are consistently described as dancing on the water. When this card is drawn, turn on some music and do a little dance, even if you feel silly. While showing off your moves, remember that you too are filled with light. I know this kind of gives a questionable energy around the Feu Follet or these orbs of light, but for me, the energy I'm getting from Spirit is that this is something positive coming in. And I love how it says to do a little dance even if you feel silly. It really validates what I mentioned before about you perhaps sacrificing parts of yourself, parts of your life that you felt were not necessary or mandatory for this reaching this material goal or success, and giving up that spark within yourself in order to attain that goal. But this new blessing in your life is Spirit saying, okay, you got what you wanted, now it's time to bring in the light, and you're being blessed with the time to do the silly things and dancing with music on. Okay, so tipping point, let's see. Is card number 61. Okay. In Kappa, that's what they're called. In Japanese folklore, the Kappa are water deities who inhabit rivers and ponds. With scales and webbed fingers, these magical reptilian creatures embody different qualities that reveal juxtaposing values. Morally ambiguous, again with the ambiguity, the dark and the light from these orbs of light from this card, and now this is also morally ambiguous. That's interesting. Morally ambiguous, they can be terrorizing at times, stealing livestock and even children, but they are also respectful to a fault, bowing so low that they spill the bowl of water indented into their heads, thereby losing the source of their powers. Good on their word, if you help a Kappa refill the water, they will fulfill whatever promise they make. Like the Kappa, we too are morally ambiguous, neither fully good nor fully bad, and we could all benefit from thinking about ourselves outside of these binaries. This card is a reminder that anything in excess is something to watch out for. Too much energy devoted to one thing. See, that definitely corroborating what I said, or how I felt from Spirit. This is confirmation. Too much energy devoted to one thing, and we are bound to tip over. A fun fact about the Kappa, they have a taste for cucumbers. That's silly. Yeah, I kind of like that these two cards have this similar energy. It's like, you know, us being on this planet is not about always, you know, focusing on doing what you're supposed to or what society tells you, or even on the other extreme of not paying attention to expectations from others or how you can contribute to the collective, but just focusing on yourself. I think in this case, it really is, the blessing is finding that balance in your life and allowing both sides to have a place in your daily routine, your daily life, having the balance between the material and the spiritual, or the silly with the serious. Like, you can have both. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Even if you're an adult, you can still, you know, tap into your inner child, do those silly things that you like doing, dance in the rain, or whatever it may be. So I hope the messages that I provided you today provided some clarity. I wish you the best of luck on this new chapter. I feel like it seems to me is much deserved. And, you know, if you have any feedback from me regarding the reading or any suggestions on what future readings you'd like to see from me, please feel free to leave it in the comments. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you next time. Bye.